I went over to Dad's house today. I see you're living with them.
You came over today?
Yeah. I called out to you, but you didn't answer. And I thought it was rude.
I didn't know. Maybe because I was in a meeting. I had an online meeting today.
That's a lie. You're just an unemployed adult child living with our parents. What do you mean you had a meeting?
What? What do you mean?
You're not working. And you were probably just playing video games in your room. You called that a meeting?
I have no idea what you're saying. I work from home.
There's no way I'm going to believe that. You're full of it. I know you're at home doing nothing, even when I take my husband to go visit. Aren't you always too shy to see us?
Why are you just assuming everything? I don't think that. I really was in a meeting and I didn't know you came over.
Well, if you insist that's what happened, go for it. Shouldn't you move out already?
What do you mean?
My husband and I will live with them. Because even if they're living with you, Mom and Dad don't seem very happy. It's better if they live with us.
Why would you say that? You've never said you wanted to live with them. In fact, you said you'll never live with them.
That's because it was that old house. I knew you moved, but I didn't know it was to a condo. So you're kind of a parasite, aren't you? Isn't that a little embarrassing?
I don't know what you're trying to say, but aren't you misunderstanding everything? You're just assuming everything.
Aren't you in your 30s? Aren't you embarrassed to be leeching off of your parents? You should want to become independent. Normal.
Lisa, aren't you misunderstanding something? Why do you think I'm leeching off of our parents?
Isn't it obvious? You don't have any income. And Mom said it was stressing her out.
Huh? Stressing her out?
Yeah. Having a daughter in her 30s who can't do anything and can't live alone. She's probably getting some hate from the people around her. Poor thing.
What do you mean, poor thing? You don't know anything.
What do you mean? Mom said it, so it's a fact.
What exactly did Mom say?
That Rachel is always cooped up in her room and she's worried. So that's why she lives with you.
She said that. Mom said that.
That's right. You didn't even realize that you were making her worry. Why don't you move out already? An unemployed adult child is an embarrassment to the family.
Why is it that, even though I'm explaining things for you, you still don't get that I'm not unemployed, but I guess if Mom said that?
Get out, you parasite! Get it through your head that you're causing trouble for the family.
I'll check with Mom. Lisa came over today.
Yeah, she came.
I didn't know. I would have rescheduled if I'd known in advance.
It's not like she came to see you or anything. I just thought you were busy.
You know that I'm working, right?
Why are you asking me that?
Why would you lie to Lisa if you knew the truth?
Lie?
You said you were worried because I'm unemployed.
I never said that. I said you were in your room a lot. You're cooped up in your room all day on the computer.
Of course! I'm working. I'm in front of the computer for about 8 hours a day. But I think that's the time for all office workers.
What do you want to say?
Why would you lie to my little sister and not tell her the truth? Because of that, things are getting a little twisted. She's saying that she wants to live with us too.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
What? So you're telling her to come live with us? So that's why you're just saying stuff.
I'm not just saying stuff. You don't have to get so mad.
Of course I'm mad. You're saying things that aren't true. In any case, make sure you explain everything to her.
It looks like the introvert is not at home today.
I have a business trip today. Besides, I'm not an introvert.
A business trip? So you're still doing the working act?
It's not an act, it's the truth.
Well, never mind. I'm making you leave anyway.
What?
I decided to kick you out of the house. You don't have to come home anymore.
What are you talking about?
Didn't I tell you not to cause trouble for our parents? We're going to be living with them, so get lost.
Parasite. Did you listen to what Mom had to say?
I heard enough. She said you are a pain.
What? She really said that? I mean, I guess that's possible.
It's your own fault. A parasite who's almost 40 that's still living in her dad's condo. My husband and I are going to live with them, so you can go from being jobless to homeless.
Okay, good luck.
Good luck to you too.
I'm getting tired of fighting with you, so I'll move out like you wish. It won't be my problem if you regret it.
There's nothing to regret. We're already moving. So I'll be throwing out all of your belongings in this house now.
You know it's a crime to do that, right? I'll get my things tomorrow, so just leave it. After that, I'll consider you a stranger. I'll contact you later about my things. I'm working. What do you want?
Rachel, we need to talk. Are you not telling me something?
Huh? What am I not telling you?
Something different than I imagined is happening. Something's wrong.
I don't know what you're trying to say. What do you mean?
Dad is telling me to pay rent. What's going on? Why do I have to pay rent?
Why? Because our parents are unemployed. You changed the name to your husband's, right?
I thought that was just about changing the property owner.
Didn't you think it was strange that the contract was under my name?
I thought that was just so that Mom and Dad could leave you. Their unemployed daughter. Their assets.
There you go, assuming everything again. There's no way our unemployed parents have any assets.
What?
You didn't know that I was letting our parents live in a condo out of pity? Of course not. That's Mom's personality.
What are you saying? You're pitying them.
Well, yeah. Our old house was so worn down, and they were so deep in debt that they had no other choice than to sell it. So they came to me saying they had nowhere to go. And I rented a big condo so they could live here too.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
I'm saying that condo was under my name, and I've been the one paying rent. It looks like you misunderstood everything.
That can't be. Why is this happening? You're not just an unemployed adult child?
In the society where working remotely is normal, there really are people who can't change the way they think. Like, they don't know about the real world. Anyway, I was earning a lot from working at home, so I was able to afford that condo.
Really?
Why would I lie? Even a person who misunderstands everything should get it after being explained this much.
So, our parents really couldn't afford rent? And we have to pay from now on?
Yep. They probably thought that they wouldn't be able to pay rent if I moved out. But now they're probably going to leech off your husband. They probably thought it would be easier if they made you work too.
That's why they were asking when I'm going to start work. I trusted them. I can't believe it.
You just didn't know because you kept your distance from them. Good luck paying off your debt and having to deal with our parents.
I didn't know they were in so much debt. There's no way I can pay rent and pay their living expenses. We have our own debt too.
I thought so.
What?
I thought it was strange because you said you wanted to live with us all of a sudden. You and your husband probably had debt, and you wanted your parents to help you. How unfortunate. You don't have parents that you can rely on.
How much is the rent, by the way? Is it something that I can pay?
Around $1,700.
What? What are you talking about? That's 4 months worth of rent for our old apartment. That's crazy. I can't pay that.
Then maybe you'll be kicked out.
Can you come home immediately? We already gave up our apartment, so we have nowhere to go. Come home and take care of us.
What? Are you stupid?
Excuse me?
There's no way I would be happy to do that. Being kicked out has freed me. I get to live my life without being burdened by my parents.
So, it's true then.
Parents in debt and you guys in debt. You'll make a good match.
Don't say something so cold. Rachel, we're family, right? I didn't know it was like this. Come back and help me. We have to help each other because we're family.
You just assumed everything and try to kick me out. There's nothing you could say. I told you I would consider you a stranger, didn't I? You're no longer family.
You're joking! I apologize for saying too much. I didn't think this would happen. I'm sorry I misunderstood everything.
Even if you apologize now, I don't think anything of it. Well then, goodbye.
Wait! Don't abandon me!
Good luck on your own. After that, of course they couldn't pay the rent for the condo, and they were forced out. They also had to pay the penalty for contract breach and went into more debt. The husband thought they would be freed from their debt and agreed to move in, but was furious when he was left with no place to live. Lisa was served with divorce papers and was left by her husband, and became homeless with her parents. I hear she's working day by day, looking for a steady job. It looks like she's going to be leeched off of by her parents for a while, and she regrets misunderstanding everything. Well, it's too late for that now. On the other hand, Rachel was freed from her trashy family and is now living a wonderful life on her own. She deserves it after living the life she had up until now.
Hi, Miska. Do you have a minute? I need to talk to you about something regarding our daughter. Oh, sure. Patrick, what's up? Is everything okay? Well, yeah, I guess. Holly was just telling me about this vacation you all have coming up to Chicago. Oh, yeah, well, that kind of all just started happening. Alright, well, I was just wondering, why you haven't told me about it. Oh, well, I'm sorry. It's not for another 3 months, so I guess I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. And, can you maybe tell me a little more about it, just so I know? Well, we're going to be gone in 5 days. 5 days, huh? Yeah, why? Is that a problem or something? Oh, no problem here. And, what else? What will the activities be? Well, we'll go shopping on Michigan Avenue, have some deep dish, go to Navy Pier, you know, touristy things. Touristy things, so no museums, no art galleries, no symphonies? Well, planned yet. We might go to the planetarium. Oh, the planetarium, so the fun kind of museum. Well, I don't know. I think it's pretty educational, too. You don't? Oh, I suppose, between Pink Floyd laser light shows. Okay, well... So, who else will be going on this little vacation? Well, all of us, I guess. Kyle, Jake, Maddie. Well, of course, it's a family vacation. And they are your family now, of course. Yes, Patrick, I'm married now. Remarried, and have been for years. Why, I even have 16 and 12-year-old stepchildren, can you imagine? All right, there's no need for sarcasm, Miska. Well, I'm sorry, but I just don't know where you're going with this. Really? Well, that isn't my intention, I assure you. I just want to make sure that Holly gets the most out of this trip. Well, I don't see why she wouldn't, do you? No. See why she wouldn't, do you? No, it's just that sometimes when she goes on vacation with all of you, well, she doesn't have such a great time. Really? Holly said that to you? When? The last time she was over at my place, so yesterday. Well, what did she say? That she isn't exactly thrilled at the fact that you're driving there, for one. Well, do you know how much airfare would be for 5 people? We can't afford that right now, not on a teacher's and receptionist salary. Yes, but Miska, it's 10 hours. Don't you think that's a bit much, I mean? Well, you're the one always going on about how you want her to be cultured. Wouldn't seeing different parts of the country kind of be a part of that? Oh, please. What does flyover country have to do with being cultured? Well, considering that being cultured means experiencing and knowing about other cultures, I'd say just about everything. I'd say just about nothing. There's nothing cultured about strip malls and mini-marts. Well, we can't all be opera-loving wine snobs, Pat. And we can't all be beer-swilling sports watchers like Kyle, thank heavens. So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to talk to her? Is that it? Well, it's not just a long trip. She doesn't want to share a room with her step-siblings. Oh, is that right? Well, I'm sure they'd love to have their own rooms, too. Yes, well, I can't make that happen. And also, she doesn't really enjoy the food you all eat. Oh, really? Is that so? What did she say? Well, she said that it's just cheap and unhealthy. Well, I know that Holly is picky. She takes after her father, but there's only so much we can do. I've been thinking about it, though, and hear me out on this one, Miska, okay? Oh no, Patrick has another brilliant idea. I said just hear me out, alright? Don't do the Miska thing where you get all sarcastic and dismiss every idea I have. Fine, go ahead, I'm all ears. Well, what if I came along too? You want to drive 10 hours to Chicago with us? You and Kyle just hanging out, shooting the... No, I don't mean actually with you all. I mean that I would fly out with Holly and get my own room somewhere. Okay, and then what? Well, I was thinking I'd get her own room. Get Holly her own hotel room? Yeah, so what do you think of that? In your hotel room? Oh, no, of course not. It's your family vacation after all. That it is. But, then maybe I could pick her up for breakfast, spend a couple hours with her in the morning, then meet back up with all of you in the afternoon. Every day? Well, yeah. I mean, we can negotiate, of course. Patrick, I don't know about all of this. It's kind of supposed to be a family vacation, you know? Well, I'm family. No, you're kind of not. Well, I'm Holly's family, and I love my daughter, and I want her to be comfortable. I'll talk to her about it, okay? It would save you quite a bit of money, would it not? Meals, incidentals, such and so forth. That's true. You should have seen how upset she was, miss. She really is dreading this trip. All right, Patrick, we'll work it out. Jeez. All right, great. That's all I ask. Hi, Holly. How's it going? Are you and your dad lost in the city or something? Oh, hi, Mom. Nope, we're fine. In fact, we're doing great. Oh, yeah? What are you two up to? Well, we went to this great sushi restaurant for lunch. Apparently it's, really famous and stuff. Oh, yeah? Is that right? Sushi? I didn't know you liked sushi. Well, I guess Dad's getting me all sophisticated or something. Yeah, maybe. And then we went to the Museum of Modern Art and saw the Andy Warhol exhibit. Oh, yeah? Wow, that must have been pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, soup cans. Who would have thought, right? And then we went shopping in all these neat little boutiques. Boutiques? Yep, and Dad bought me some clothes and makeup and a watch. He bought you a watch? Yeah, and wait until you see this thing, Mom. It's like so shiny and beautiful. Oh, well, I'm looking forward to it. So, you're having a good time, honey? Oh yeah, I'm having a great time. I mean, I thought I'd hate Chicago. But I really love it here. In fact, I'm even thinking about looking at some schools here. Really? This far from home? Well, it's only a 2-hour flight, though. You can come visit as much as you'd like. Right. Well, did you enjoy the planetarium yesterday? I didn't really have a chance to ask you. Feels like I've barely seen you the whole trip, actually. Well, yeah, I guess it was okay. I mean, I kind of preferred the Natural History Museum that Dad took me to. Okay, well, can you meet us back at the hotel in an hour? Oh, an hour? I don't know. Why so early? Well, we're having dinner and then watching the fireworks later. I told you about that this morning, remember? Oh, sorry. It must have slipped my mind while I was waiting for Dad's car service to pick me up. So I'll see you then? Well, try. Well, we can't wait for you. We have reservations. Well, he says that we're a long way from the hotel and we can't be there in an hour. He says he can take care of dinner and drop me off later. But what about the fireworks? Don't you want to see them with us? Well, that's okay, Mom. I'm really not big on fireworks. They're kind of boring, don't you think? But that's not the point, honey. Well, what is? Being together as a family. But we aren't even a family. Kyle isn't my dad, and those kids aren't my siblings, and they never have been. Come on, Holly, you know what I mean. I'm trying here. Trying to do what? Make sure that my vacation is as miserable as possible? No, I'm trying to work something out where you have some semblance of a normal family life, even though your father and I didn't work out. Well, how can that happen when nothing about it is normal? Holly, we've been divorced for 11 years. So what? What does that have to do with anything? Well, sooner or later, you're going to have to accept that your parents aren't getting back together. Aren't getting back together. I know my parents aren't getting back together, and I wouldn't want them to get back together anyway. I'm sorry we don't have the money that your father makes, okay, Holly? Believe me, I wish that all of you could have your own rooms too. And that we could eat at fancy restaurants and be sophisticated like you two. But we just aren't, and I have no problem with this whole vacation arrangement. I really don't. Well, okay, I'm trying not to, but I'd have a lot less of a problem with it if your dad followed the guidelines that we set up. And if, I don't know, it would be helpful if... What? Helpful if what? Helpful if you didn't come back to the hotel every afternoon with a bunch of gifts from your shopping sprees. Well, what am I supposed to do? Hide everything in my room? Don't let anyone see my watch? No, actually, Pat should keep them at his hotel and give them all back to you when you get home. That's ridiculous! I can't help it if my poor step-siblings can't afford cool stuff because their dad's a loser teacher. Holly! You are talking about your son who's always been there for you and cared about you. And money isn't everything, you know. Yeah, well, only poor people say that. Oh, really? Is that right? And since when? That's what Dad says all the time. Well, I'm not surprised. That certainly sounds like your father. But what I am surprised by is the fact that you believe him. I'm tired of everyone else on this trip. I want to spend the rest of it with Dad. Well, honey, I'm sorry, but that's just not going to happen. But why? Why not? Because you're my daughter and this is our vacation. Well, so what? You need a better reason than that. Well, how about the fact that I have custody of you and he doesn't? Well, sometimes I wish he did. Oh yeah? Is that right, Holly? Yeah, in fact, I wish I was with him all the time. How about that? You know what? Why don't you just stay with your father tonight? Really? Are you serious? Yeah, huh? Why would I want you to be miserable, right? If you hate all of us so much, just stay with him. But all my stuff is at the other hotel right now. Well, but all my stuff is at the other hotel right now. Well, you have your own room, you have a key. Just go get it. If you don't want to see us, I'll be gone anyway. Well, okay, fine, I will then. Okay, great. Text me in the morning and we'll take it from there. Okay, take it from there? That's right. We'll see what happens. Mom, are you mad at me? I didn't mean... Nope, I'm fine. I'll talk to you in the morning. Okay, well, I love you. Mom? Hello?
Hey, Miska, how's it going?
Fine, Patrick, fine. We're just about to watch the fireworks from the pier.
Oh, well, that sounds like something.
Yes, well, what can I do for you? Is Holly all right?
Well, yes, she's fine, but... Okay, she isn't exactly.
Why, Pat? What's going on?
Well, she has one of her migraines, and of course the only thing that helps that is her mother rubbing her temples.
Oh no, has she gotten sick? Oh my god, Patrick! Of course she got a migraine. Why would you take her there?
Well, she practically begged me to go. What could I say?
I don't know, maybe be a dad and tell her no for once instead of buying her affections?
Oh, that's just plain nonsense. I do not buy her affections.
Are you serious? Wow, the cognitive dissonance is strong with this one.
What do you mean?
I mean, isn't that what this whole trip is about? The first-class tickets, the hotel room, the dinners, the presents?
Well, absolutely not. I just want my little girl to get the most out of a big city. And besides, it's not like you're Mother of the Year or anything.
And what do you mean by that exactly, Patrick? Please enlighten me.
She told me everything you said to her about staying with me.
Well, if that's what she wants, I don't see why you should be the only one giving her exactly that.
And you told her that you didn't love her? What was that all about?
What? She said that? She told you that I said I didn't love her?
Those were her exact words.
Oh, come on, Patrick. Do you really think in a million years that I would tell my daughter that I didn't love her?
Well, I admit it did seem a little unusual.
Yes, of course it did, because it never happened, but she told me that she loved me, and I didn't respond. And I feel horrible about it. I've been torturing myself all night. Just ask Kyle.
No, thanks. That won't be necessary. I believe you.
Ugh, damn it, Patrick. This is all your fault. You know that, don't you?
Well, how is this all my fault?
Because you were the one that came up with the idea of you coming here.
Yeah, and you agreed to it, so there.
And I never ever would have done that if I'd known that you were going to spend half a fortune on her here. And then it would cause all sorts of problems for my own family as well. Vacations can be stressful enough without ex-husbands getting involved in them.
So you just want our daughter to be miserable, is that it?
Yeah, that's totally it, Pat.
So what are we going to do? She said that you were going to speak in the morning about what exactly?
Oh, she didn't tell you.
Didn't tell me what?
She didn't tell you that she wants to move in with you?
Wait, what?
Yeah, she said she wants to live with you.
Well,
She didn't discuss this with you?
well, no, not at all.
Well, there you go. I don't know, maybe she didn't mean it. She was probably just mad.
Yes, because that wouldn't exactly work out for me.
Well, of course not.
And you mean by this, what?
Well, I don't think that any of the waitresses from the club would find a teenage girl's presence in Loft very convenient.
Yes, I won't argue with you there. Perhaps you should try to talk to her.
Oh, should I now? And why is it me who always has to talk to her about everything?
Well, because you're her mother and she lives with you.
Ah, that's right. And you're just fun dad. You just get to shower her with gifts and affection and not have to worry about the day-to-day hard work of actually raising.
What do you want me to do about all of this? She can't come stay with me when we get back.
And why is that? Is the place occupied?
Well, maybe.
Well, is it or isn't it?
It's not, but you said it yourself. She's probably just upset. She'll come around, right?
I don't know. She's a very stubborn girl. I wonder how she got that from.
Both of us, probably.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Well, keep her there with you tonight and we'll talk in the morning.
Okay, well, what about the headache? The migraine? What's the secret?
A figure 8 pattern with a light touch in a dark room.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yep. Hi, Mom. Hi, honey. How are you doing? How's your head?
A lot better, thanks. I just slept it off.
Good. And how did your dad do the temple work?
Well, his figure 8s were more like figure 9s.
Oh, geez.
Mom, I'm really sorry about everything I said yesterday.
I am too, honey. I'm so sorry I didn't say I love you back. I was just hurt, but I hope you know that I will never, ever forgive myself for that.
Oh, Mom, I don't want you to feel guilty for that forever. I've been a total brat this whole trip. I just don't know why I can't get along with anybody. My stepfam's always been cool to me. And I've always been such a witch to them. They probably hate my guts, don't they?
No, honey, they don't.
I guess I just never got used to any of it, but I don't know. Maybe it's time I do. I mean, I'm not the only kid in the world with divorced parents, right?
Well, I must say, this is all very perceptive and self-examining for you, Holly.
Well, are you, surprised or something?
Honestly, yes, I kind of am. That's very big of you, I think.
Well, gee, thanks. Mom, I don't want to live with Dad. I don't really have to do that, do I?
No, of course not.
Plus, I'm not sure that would even work out anyway, with his dates and all.
Right, yeah, well, the less said about that, the better, I guess.
So, we have one more day left? Yep, 2 more days, I guess. Should I start heading back to the hotel?
How about you have a nice breakfast with your dad and then head back? Then you and I will spend the day together, just you and I.
Oh, really? Yeah, that would be great. What do you want to do?
Whatever you want.
No, Mom. Let's do whatever you want for once.
Miska and Holly spent the day exploring the city, walking and talking and catching up. They took an architectural boat tour and laughed when a pigeon pooped on the tour guide. Holly flew home with Patrick, and Miska and Kyle picked her up the next day when they drove in. Holly is working on her relationships with her stepfamily and learning that the world doesn't revolve around her. Patrick has stopped buying Holly outrageous gifts when it could affect her step-siblings. However, he is still a sniveling, pretentious louse.